How to write a news article, the anatomy of a news story. Before you begin writing your news article, research, research, research. This is the most important part of your news article. Doing your research will keep you well informed so that you are credible, so that you will produce a well-written article, and so that your article will be well structured. You need to be an expert on whatever it is you're reporting. Before writing your news article, ask yourself the 5 W's. The 5 W's are who, what, when, where, why, and how. Ask yourself who was involved in the story. What happened? Where did it happen? Why did it happen? When did it happen? And how did the story happen? Before you begin writing, it's important to gather all of the facts. After finding answers to the 5 W's, make a list of all the important information that needs to be included in the article. Fact organization is key to writing a well-written news article. Facts that must be included in the article should be your top priority. You have to organize these facts and find out which ones have to be included. Make a list of the facts that are interesting to the story but not vital to the story. And lastly, separate out the facts that are related but not important to the purpose of the story. This is a prioritization of your facts. It's very important. The outline for your article. Make a triangular outline before you begin writing your news story. Your article should be structured like an inverted triangle. The inverted triangle allows you to build your story so that the most important information is at the top. You want the most important information in the beginning of your story. This is very important. Do not bury the lead. You should not make your readers read several paragraphs deep before they get to the point of your article. The lead should be in the very beginning. Build your story so the most important information is at the top. Remember to write above the fold. The fold comes from newspapers where there's a crease because the page gets folded in half. If you look at a newspaper, all the top stories are placed above the fold. The same goes for writing online. The virtual fold is the bottom of your screen before you have to scroll down. The inverted triangle. At the top of our triangle, we have our lead. Next, we include our background information. Then we have any interviews that are used in the story. Then any subsequential information that we can use. And finally, the conclusion. Remember, the lead comes first. This is your attention grabber. This is what's going to keep the readers wanting to finish the entire story. When writing your article, it is important to know your audience. In order to write a great news article, you need to know exactly who you are writing for. Your audience will dictate the voice and the tone of your article. They will also help you to know what you should include. So always keep your audience in mind when writing your news story. Again, ask yourself the 5 W's, but this time, ask yourself the 5 W's in relation to who your audience is. Things like the location, the age of your audience. Is your audience local or national? And why is the audience reading your article? And what does your audience want from reading your article? So remember, always bear your audience in mind when writing. Find an angle. Why is the article unique to you? What's your voice? You may be writing about a story that many other reporters are writing about, but you need to write a story and give it your own angle, give it your own unique take. These questions will help you to make your news article unique and something that only you could write. Even if you are covering a popular story that many others are writing about, look for an angle that will make this one yours. Do you have a personal experience that relates to your topic? Maybe you know someone who is an expert that you can interview. This will help you write an essay that comes from your own unique perspective or your own unique style. Interview people. When writing a news article, interviewing people and getting a first-hand source on your topic can be invaluable. And while reaching out to people and asking for an interview may seem daunting, it can greatly affect the credibility and authority of your article. People usually like to talk about personal experiences, especially if it will be featured somewhere like your news article. Reach out through a phone call, email, or even social media and ask someone if you can interview them. Record and write down important information from the interview. And be transparent with what you are doing and why you're doing this interview. Always be honest with those who you're interviewing. Be transparent with them. It is important to keep a good relationship with those you interview. Interviewing rules. When you do an interview, you need to follow the following rules. Identify yourself as a reporter. This is very important. So whenever you want an interview, let them know you're a reporter and that you want to ask them some questions for an interview. Keep an open mind when interviewing people. Always, always, always stay objective. While you're encouraged to ask questions and listen to anecdotes, you are not there to judge. Very important. Don't be a judge of those you interview. Just gather the facts, gather the information objectively. Now, to the writing part. So you've gathered your facts, you've had your interview, you've done your outline. Now we're going to write the article. As we saw in our triangle earlier, start with the lead. Begin with a strong leading sentence. News articles begin with a leading sentence that is meant to grab a reader's attention and interest them. So you're going to grab your reader's attention, hold it, and keep them wanting more so that they read the whole story. This is one of the most important parts of the piece, so start with the good stuff when writing a news article. Remember the inverted triangle. Your lead should be one sentence and should simply but completely state the topic of the article. Remember, when you had to write essays for school, your lead is like your thesis statement. Let your readers know what your news article is about and why it's important and what the rest of the article will contain. Writing the news article part 2. Give all the important details. The next important step to writing news articles is including all the relevant facts and details that relate to your lead statement. Include the basics of what happened, where and when it took place, who is involved, and why is it newsworthy. These details are important because they are the focal point of the article that fully informs the reader. If you are writing an opinion piece, this is where you will state what your opinion is as well. Follow up main facts with additional information. After you've listed all the primary facts in your news article, include any helpful additional information that might help the reader learn more, such as contact information, additional facts about the topic or people involved, quotes from interviews. This additional information helps round out the article and can help you transition to new points as you move along. If you have an opinion, this is where you will identify the opposing views and the people who hold them. Main facts and additional information when writing your news article. A good news article will outline facts and information. A great news article will allow readers to engage on an emotional level. To engage your readers, you should provide enough information that anyone reading your news article can make an informed opinion, even if it contrasts with yours. This also applies to a news article where you, the author, don't state your opinion but present it as an unbiased piece of information. Your readers should still be able to learn enough about your topic to form an opinion. Writing your news article continued. Now for the conclusion. When you conclude your article, congratulate your readers for sticking with you to the end by giving the readers something to take away, like potential solutions to the problem or challenges expressed in your article. Make sure your news article is complete and finished by giving it a good concluding sentence. This is often a restatement of the leading statement or thesis, or a statement indicating potential future developments relating to the article topic. Read other news articles for ideas on how to best accomplish this, or watch news stations or shows. See how a news anchor will wrap up a story and sign off. Then try to emulate that. Proofing your article. Before publishing your article, always check your facts. Whether you're writing a news article professionally or a school assignment, your article isn't complete until you've fact-checked. Having incorrect facts will immediately discredit your article and could hinder you as a writer. You don't want to be known as someone that uses the wrong facts or misleads people with poor information. Be sure to double-check all the facts in your news article before you submit it, including names, dates, and contact information or addresses. Writing accurately is one of the best ways to establish yourself as a competent news article writer. So always check your facts so that you write accurately. Otherwise, you lose all credibility. Follow your outline and be stylistically consistent. There are several styles of news articles in journalism, from objective reporting to gonzo, a style of journalism where the reporter describes the events in a subjective manner, usually through a first-person narrative. If your news article is meant to convey direct facts, not the opinions of its writer, ensure you've kept your writing unbiased and objective. Avoid any language that is overly positive or negative, or statements that could be construed as support or criticism in either way. If your article is meant to be more in the style of interpretive journalism, then check to make sure that you have given deep enough explanations of the larger story and offered multiple viewpoints throughout the story. Follow the AP style. Journalists, and therefore news articles, follow AP style for sources and citations in most cases. The AP style book is a journalist textbook and should be consulted for proper formatting. So always consult the AP format. When quoting someone, write down exactly what was said inside quotations and immediately cite the reference with the person's proper title. Formal titles should be capitalized and appear before a person's name. For example, Mayor, capital M, John Smith. Always write out numbers 1 through 9, but use numerals for numbers 10 and up. When writing a news article, be sure to only include one space after a period, not two. Before publishing, have your editor read your article, of course. Even if you have gone through your story several times and think that everything is squared away, you should let another pair of eyes take a look at it. In addition to finding any spelling or grammatical errors, your editor will be able to help you trim down certain sections and simplify awkward sentences. You shouldn't submit any news articles for publication without first letting someone take a look at it. An extra pair of eyes can double check your facts and the information to ensure that what you have written is accurate. If you are writing a news article for school or your own personal website, then have a friend take a look at it and give you notes. Sometimes you may get notes that you want to defend or don't agree with, but these should be listened to as well. Remember, with so many news articles getting published every minute, you need to ensure that your widest possible audience can easily digest the information that you have provided. So always, before you publish, have another set of eyes take a look at it. Take a look at it. One note on gonzo journalism. Notable gonzo journalists are Hunter S. Thompson, writer of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, Ralph Steadman, writer of Gonzo the Art, and John Ronson, writer of The Psychopath Test. Look into these authors if you're interested in the gonzo style. Thank you, and have a good day.